Welcome to another Nonprofit of the Month brought to you by Hy-Vee. We're in Sunrise Beach today at Ozarks Cat and Canine. We're going to go into the shelter and talk with Mark, president of the board. All right, we're here with Mark from Ozarks Cat and Canine. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks, Megan.
What's some of the history of Ozarks Cat and Canine?
Okay, well, Ozarks Cat and Canine Shelter was opened in 1989 under the name of STAFF. It standard for Society for Treatment of Abandoned and Fractured Animals. So we've changed the name in 2016 to Ozarks Cat and Canine Shelter. It's kind of more recognizable for what we do here in the community. And ever since then, we've been growing and growing every year.
That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the adoption process.
Okay, so we adopt out dogs and cats and puppies all the way up to full-age animals that are mature. You come in, you can either go online. We have our animals listed online. You can go to our website. And you can also go to our Facebook page, which will take you there. And the process is pretty simple. You come in and you fill out an application, and we contact usually a veterinarian if you currently have an animal, and then you get approved, and we select try to match up dogs with the best owners. If it's a high energy dog, or if it's or a sleeping dog, or if it's a cat, if it's an older cat and lays around a lot, or is it a kitten. So we try to match that up so we have a success in the adoption process.
That's great. Do you offer any special programs for people?
We actually do. A lot of what we do is based upon how we can help the public. So we have low-income shot clinics, which we hold every other month. You can come in and sign up and get your animals low shots on rabies, and you can also get them chipped if you want. So you can get a chip put in them. So if you get lost, we can relocate them for you or find them. We have a program, it's Spay and Neuter, so it's a low-income Spay and Neuter clinic. We hold that every week. We actually do Spay and Neuters. So there's a number up there on the sign. You can call that number and you can sign up to get your animal in a low-cost Spay and Neuter. We also have a feral cat program. So people that have that have a lot of animals that are wild that are living around there, we can give them a trap to use to trap the animal and bring it in, and we can get it fixed, and then they can re-release it. So we stop the cycle of unwanted animals.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. And of course, as any nonprofit, I'm sure you need volunteers.
We do. That's one of our biggest things is, we run on volunteers. We have a great staff. We have a very small staff here on site. Most of this, like myself, are run through volunteers. We need volunteers at the shelter. We need volunteers at the thrift shop. Down here at the shelter, there's all kinds of things you can do. We can walk dogs. You can, sit with socialize cats. You can volunteer as a handyman and help fix things around here that break, that they always do. And we also have a program called Dogs Playing for Life. And it's a program that has come out a few years ago. We embraced it. And we have a very large play yard, which you've gotten some footage of up there. And what happens is we get all the dogs together, because traditionally dogs are kept in their own kennels and their own cages, and they bark a lot, and they're not very social. So once we get them all into there, we get them into large play groups. It makes them social. A lot of people that adopt animals already have an animal. So there's a lot of other benefits to it. The dogs get to know each other. They bark less in the kennels. We get them all out at once and clean everything at once. So that program works really well. So volunteers should come down. We have a little form that you fill out. It talks about what you want to do. What you don't want to do is just as important, what you're comfortable doing. The best thing about a volunteer is that you set your own hours and your own schedule. So if you have a couple hours a week, if you have an hour a week, if you have a couple days a week, we'll take whatever you got. And,
So you have something for everybody.
Yeah, something for everybody.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, you mentioned the thrift store, so let's head out there.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we are here in the thrift store. Tell us about this.
Yes, this is one of the most important parts of our operation. The thrift store takes in donations from the public, and we resell the items, and that funds about 60% of our operations for the shelter. So everything that is done for the animals, from the food and the care and paying for staff, is all done through the generous donations from the public. We actually have beyond just donating your older items that you don't want. We have people that have left us in their estates. We've had property donated. We've had all kinds of. We've been very fortunate. People that have a lot of times it's people that have donated dogs or adopted dogs or cats before, and then they want to do something good in return when they move on. So very, very lucky. The operations here run Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll take your donations, we sort through it, we try to keep it all fresh, we change for the season. We're always looking for help, just like we are at the shelter. Volunteers are the backbone of this organization. We only have 2 people that work here. The rest of the people that you see as you come into the store are all people that are volunteering their time. And it's some people want to volunteer at the shelter and get hands-on with the dogs, and some people want to volunteer in a way that really helps us immensely. And so, as I said before, come in, you can spend an hour, 2 hours, a couple days a week. It's a good group of folks. Get to sort through stuff and put stuff on the shelves and help us check people out. And those monies go a long way. A couple things I didn't mention down at the shelter when we were down there is we have a lot of partnerships we've established in the area. One major one is with Petco. So Petco funded a van for us last year that we were able to purchase for transports, and we use those transport vans to work with all the partnerships we set up with other shelters. One of our larger ones is Wayside Waifs in Kansas City. So if we're unable to adopt a dog or a cat and we really need to find a home for it because he's been here for a little while, we'll make sure that we take it somewhere so he can get on a couch rather than in a cage.
Yeah.
The other big thing is that when we first started here years ago, we had long lead times where the animals stayed with us for sometimes years.
Wow.
When I first started several years ago, we had a dog that had been here for 6 years.
Wow.
We've worked that down to 6 weeks.
That's
So
fantastic.
through our partnerships and through our networking, we're able to get dogs in quick, get them rehabilitated if need be, and socialized, and then back out on someone's couch. So come in and see us, please.
So if anyone wants to come visit the thrift store or the shelter, how can they find you?
Okay, we're located at 17282 State Highway 5 in Sunrise Beach, Missouri. Our Facebook page is Ozarks Cat and Canine, and you can also find us on the web at ozarkscatandcanine.com.
All right, well, thank you so much for having us again. It's been fantastic.
Thanks for coming in and filming for us today.
All right, so that does it for another edition of a monthly nonprofit brought to you by Hy-Vee.